Well, I remember a few weeks or a few months ago, Jared from Gaming Under the Influence reached out to me, and he's like, hey, maybe take a look at this. It's a video game drinking game show. And I was like...
And it sounds like this is what I do every weekend, right? I know everybody.
Yeah, like...
So I have a game drinking show at home.
Like, I remember college.
Why is this right? You know, I was going to say this was like 19 for me. What are you talking about?
I went, and like, I feel like I can drink moderately well, like as if that's a skill.
And I remember you on the show, you did take them back pretty good.
Well, like, I remember very, very carefully, I was like, okay, 2 beers, 2 shots. And then the other guy on the team was just like, you want to mix them?
Right.
And I was like, whoa, I don't know. And so he takes like a bottle of champagne, 2 shots, and like all this PBR. And this guy's clearly played before.
Exactly.
Knocked it back. And I was like, I can do this. And I'm sure like outside I was just like.
And then I want to say your face just changed. Like, dude, the mask came on. I'm okay.
Yeah. They had to carry me home that night, but I was like, I'll be back. I swear to God.
No, I remember his ending line for the show was, if it was fair, I would kick his ass. I would take his ass.
I turned into every ex-husband in a romantic comedy. Like, that's what happened.
The roll calls came pouring out.
How did you get involved? Like, it seems so natural for you. When you're commentating these games, basically, people are they're doing flip cup, and as soon as the cup goes on to the, what's terminology?
So the terminology, the flip cup terminology here, you know, when you flip the cup onto the special flip cup table, no, seriously, it's a table that looks just like this. And so, no, you know, but the thing is, like, dude, big wrestling fan, you know, and so my job, I always feel like it's nice to point out the things that people don't get. Okay, but who doesn't get flip cup? So my job at that point is, I'm Jim Ross. I'm trying to hype it up. It's like quite literally, it's like, oh, Aaron didn't get it on his very first flip. He's going for a second attempt on the flip. So it's like, at that point, I'm trying to hype up even flippy cup. And guess what? Like when you're in the moment, like everybody's watching and they see all the lights and stuff going on, but when you're in the moment and when you're flipping, it really does feel like that. You're like, oh shit, I didn't flip it right the first time. Oh my God, I gotta try to get it again. I gotta hurry up because now that person has got like a head start on you. So like that's how it kind of rolled out for me was like, you know, I want to be the informational guy. I want to let you know what the game is about because sometimes our indie games are some things that people have never played before. So I want to be informative, but at the same time, I want to make every portion of the show just as entertaining as the last.
Well, and that's the cool thing. So we started with Mario Kart. Who doesn't know how to play Mario Kart? It's pretty simple.
You'd be surprised.
Well, what? Really?
And especially because it's the new one, you know, some people will go, I'm used to Nintendo 64. It's like, that was 1986, man.
I love how, like, you can tell exactly how old somebody is by their favorite Mario Kart game. Like, mine's Double Dash, so people are like, oh, you're in your late 20s. I'm like, is that
no, yeah, quite literally. Me and my brother love playing Double Dash. That was our
It's the best. It's the most strategic one because you get to pick a team, pick a cart. I'm getting away
from it. You guys
have
abilities. You got to work together on the whole thing, man. Yeah.
In like Mario Kart 8, we pulled up, and one of the other contestants there during my episode was just like, hey, are you on the show? Do you want to play some Mario Kart? Before the show began.
Right.
and I was like, yeah, okay, I don't know how this game works, but I got in the zone. I was just okay, maybe I'll see what this is like. She thought she had me.
And I was going to say, MK8 brings that out about people. Like Mario Kart brings that out about you. You go, oh, you know, I'll pick it up and try it. And then it turns into, oh my fucking God, you shot me. And it's like, dude, it's Mario Kart. You're going to get shot. You know, but then you take it so offensively. It's like, you shot me with a red shell. It's like, come on, man. Seriously, every round of every Mario Kart, someone gets shot. It is going to happen. It's bound to be you once in a race.
One of my favorite things, the coolest thing about GUI is there's just like a gigantic crowd of people behind you. And there are people cheering you on.
They're cheering you on. They're cheering against you. Sometimes I think they just loud because they, you know, got some free drinks and it was kind of like, oh, this is pretty fun. Like that. So it's just like, yeah. And you know, I can see the faces in the crowd sometimes. It's like, so I'm drawing their attention back to the games. They just got done celebrating. And I can see the ones that are like, hey, I'm cheering for Aaron. I'm cheering for this person. And I can see the person that knows, oh, the rounds get ready. Yeah, the rounds get started. That's what I'm talking about. You know, it's like, oh, you weren't even paying attention. But they are just that excited. The atmosphere just really kind of brings it out.
The most sobering moment of my episode for me was I was doing so well. I was doing good.
He was. You were right there. I mean,
I lost one of the rounds. I turn around and somebody goes, Dane Cook lost. And I was just like, son of a bitch.
And you know what happens? It's like, because you're on stage that one time, people give you the celebrity treatment. And guess what? I'm not the one to always jump in front of a celeb just because they're a celeb. But you know, I think it's funny how sometimes we forget to treat celebrities like people. It's like, we just feel like being complete bastards to them. It's like, you know, when, no, seriously.
Are you saying that was me?
Like, you get a piece of that action. Yeah. Because now you're on the stage and they're like, man, fuck that guy. You know, like, seriously. And they just literally, you get a slice of that treatment.
Somebody said that exactly to me.
Yeah, like quite literally, it's just like, well, you're famous now. You should take it. Just take it. You know, I don't like the way your hair looks, you know, and then just insult the hell out of you. But what's cool about it is kind of like we had one guy come on the show, and he played the whole heel part out. He was going to be the heel. We hated him, you know, the crowd, the announcers, everybody. And guess what? At the end of the show, he was like, dude, I had so much fun, guys. He said it on the microphone. I want to thank you guys for coming. He came from Pennsylvania. And the crowd just embraced him. It was fun because it was almost kind of like, all right, you're up there right now. We're giving you a hard time right now. But like, it's all in so much good fun. Like, we know you were up there having fun. You were playing this part out. And we had fun playing the part of hating you while you were up there. So yeah.
I remember specifically, Jared was just like, oh no, Aaron lost. I'm like, well, don't worry, Kevin has my back. And I looked over and you were like, that guy sucks. And I was like, I don't even have a friend here? What's going on?
No, man, the people rely on me to just say it as it happens, you know, like.
So tell the truth.
Like,
okay.
I quite literally was like super big into watching, who wasn't watching the Bulls in the 90s, but I used to watch them, like, forget like NBC and stuff like that. I used to love listening to Norman Van Leer and Johnny Red Kerr. And to me, I always thought it would be funny because I would sit there and be like, you know, Steve Kerr passes the ball to, you know, as a kid, you know, commentating right along with them. And I always thought it would just be funny if, you know, if you heard, you know, them just saying their natural voice, well, that was just a horrible play and he sucks. You know, just like, it was just, they just spoke their mind and you heard Marv Albert go, I gotta say, that was the worst play I've ever seen. You know, and I thought, and I was like, I said, you know what, that would just be funny if somebody was just like, dude, off the cuff, you know, announcer. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it totally suits you. And the great thing is, you and Jared have such a good back and forth.
We've been working on this for a while, so we kind of got into it. This is, 2015? Actually, you know, Facebook is giving us these memories now. So Facebook was like, you made friends with Jared 4 years ago, Kevin. Like, live it up. You guys are great 4-year friends. But, no, seriously.
Well, that's like the Wooden anniversary.
It's the Wood anniversary. So, yeah, in 2011, man, I met him because I was doing a game event. I was doing an event, and now I love saying it. The game event used to be called Turn That Bitch Into an Arcade. So this was before the beercade boom. So we didn't have one. There wasn't one. So my concept was, dude, we don't have an arcade where people can drink, have fun, all that type of stuff. I was like, well, we can make that kind of arcade experience. So I brought a bunch of fighting games and stuff like that. Now Jared and them are, like they're show producers on ABC, WCIU. We've got a ton of TV.
It's an incredibly professional production.
And it comes off so well. And I'm so happy to be a part of a team that just has such, you know, a skill set and the experience. So I asked them to come out to the event because they had done another event beforehand. And I said, man, this would be really cool. And this was also before the Twitch thing kind of blew up. So people weren't streaming stuff online. Jared had the capability, he had the cameras, and I really felt like at the time I had the concept of people want to play games, some competitively, but most people just want to fucking have fun. Mm-hmm. So Turn That Bitch Into an Arcade was like my brainchild of, we are going to go to a bar where people can drink, but they're also going to have a nice variety of games. I brought him out to kind of like shoot the content. At the time, he was doing something called Video Games TV. Mm-hmm. And he shot it. It was great. And what I started doing was just what I naturally do. I started commentating the end of the tournament. We had a Marvel tournament, and I started commentating the end of it. He was like, dude, you're pretty good. And I was like, I know. No, I was serious. No, because I'm always really shy about it. And I think my voice is nasally when I hear it later on. But people go, no, it's not that bad at all. So he was like, he said, see what I mean?
I love how People are saying, no, Kevin, we love your voice.
Love your voice. And I'm always like, yeah, I sound like Lois Griffin sometimes. And so, no, he was just like, man, you got to come out and do that some more. And I said, well, I'm going to have more events. I really love to do that. He said, well, I'm working on this idea called Gaming Under the Influence. I'd love you to be there for the promo. I was sold after the promo because it was so freaking professional. Like, I saw how it came off. Like, we're sitting in the room with maybe like 20 people. I'm like, I don't know how this is going to look. But they shot it. They knew how to edit all of those things. They brought out the best of this, this really small group. So, as they say, rest is history.
So where can we see GUI right now? Because the episode was tonight.
Yep, the episode was tonight.
But they're archived.
But they're archived. So www.theguishow.com, very straightforward. www.theguishow.com/attend to attend. So,
and it's limited.
And it's
who
limited.
Can attend.
It's limited to who can attend. We actually blew the cap on attendance this week by like Tuesday. So the Friday of that week, you can actually ask to attend just by registering on our website. There's no cost. There's no fee. Nothing like that built into it. And it's a lot of fun.
If you want to be called Dane Cook,
right? Looking for your inner celebrity that you hate.
I usually get McLovin, so I'm making my way up the ranks. At least. Yeah, exactly. And also GUI has a GoFundMe campaign going on right now because you guys are trying to get you're trying to keep that space.
So yeah, we really want to keep this space. What we went through for the 2 years that we went through, just kind of like creating the idea of the show and kind of building out what it was. We went to different bars all over the city, and what we were doing at the time was we had this little mobile camera, and we walked around with this mobile camera, got people interested, and Jared and them coming from their background was just like, the show's good, but we know that it could be so much. There's so much more we can polish to it. So literally, industrial corridor right up there over in Ashland and kind of like Armitage, Armitage, and that industrial.
It's a cool
corridor.
space. When you first walk in, it's like a movie scene from Saw.
God, right. You want to say it's like Friday the 13th.
It's really terrifying.
Scary. But we literally was like, we are going to build this death trap of a building into a studio, and we fully painted the floors, walls, installed about 6 or 7 cameras all over that move remotely. We've got a headquarters inside of that, a lot like this control room back there. So we control all of our cameras. We basically stream through our own server that's right there in the building as well. And so built a bar, of course, can't have Gaming Under the Influence without the spirits. And so built all of that from the ground up because we really wanted to, thank you, we really wanted to make sure that not only does the show come off well on the internet, but the live audience has a really good time as well. So we got games that are built into tables that you can sit down and play as you're waiting for the show to get started.
That's how I played Mario Kart.
So right, I was going to say you played Mario Kart on the table.
And she tried to psych me out.
And she was going to try to get inside your head and say, I'm the Mario Kart that you've always been afraid of. You've had nightmares. And so, we're actually doing a GoFundMe right now to basically keep that space. This space has really worked out well for us. Once again, the site broke tonight because our viewership literally exceeded the amount of our servers. So, I would applaud that. The proof is just in the pudding, man. People come and have a good time. We were at a point where I was having to ask people personally, hey, can you come out to the show? To the point now where on Tuesday, we blow the attendance cap. We shut the website down on a weekly basis now. We have to go back and reprogram it. We're not using anybody else's infrastructure. Literally, we've coded the entire thing from top to bottom. The whole thing belongs to us.
Well, so we're going to be putting links to the GoFundMe campaign on the VStheUNIVERSE Facebook page. We'll be putting it on the Geek Show event as well. Kevin, thank you so much for coming out. We will have Street Fighter later, and I will be playing you. But please come out and support Gaming Under the Influence. Everyone, give it up for Kevin Fair. Thank you, sir. Of course, thank you for coming out. And that brings us to the end of our show. What do you want from me? Are you? We got him, everybody. We got him. Real quick, I want to point out some of our friends at Uncanny Magazine are running a Kickstarter.